guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. The 5 Supreme Gods would appear in the King's Palace at all. However, a sinister aura was felt all over the place that Daishinkan would notice.
Damn, these wretches have chosen the worst time. I don't know what it is that they want, but their aura and essence eminent pure evil.
When Daishinkan tried to approach the Supreme Gods, they would begin to attack him. Without allowing him to engage in a conversation, Daishinkan, when dodging one of his attacks, realized that the power with which they told him that blow was from another world. That's right, the simple blow, when colliding with the surface of the Kingdom of the Whole, would cause an incredible explosion. Daishinkan would take a little distance, communicating with each of the gods and angels.
My children and gods, we're under enemy attack of the Supreme Gods, and mainly to you, my children. I have something to tell you, and I hope I can see you again soon, since apparently this will be my last battle.
All the children of Daishinkan would receive such a message, including Kakarot, who was facing Whis. Kakarot would, upon receiving a message, someone neglected his defense, being beaten by. I'll finish you in the next attack. We will have waited for Daishinkan's disposition. How is it possible that the Supreme Gods are attacking us? Whis would throw a great attack towards where Kakarot had fallen, but all that power would disappear, being able to observe a silver hair as well as his eyes. That's right, Kakarot, realizing the situation in which his father was able to reach a state of calm, but at the same time a state of confusion, being able to activate the Ultra Instinct, but the power that came out of Kakarot's body was much more powerful than the power possessed by the angels, despite having trained for millions of years. Father, I'm not going to let you die. I'll come to your aid. I'm not going to wait for some damn orders while you die. Beerus, along with Whis, were surprised since all of the gods and angels had transmitted such a message, and if Kakarot had received it, it only meant one thing.
What, that little Saiyan is the son of the great priest?
Upon receiving the message, it seems that he's a half-brother, but it can't be, since he does not possess any physical traits of ours.
But Whis, that Saiyan, he possesses angelic energy. Don't you remember what he said? That he even fought the Supreme Gods?
This should have a logical explanation, but it's not the right time. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the All, the Supreme Gods would begin to seal Daishinkan-sama. Priest, you should have never taken your disciple into the world of the Supreme Gods. All of us have decided to end him, because at such a young age, he gives off that power. He is a danger to everyone. Daishinkan, while being sealed, was not able to do absolutely anything. However, at that moment, an incredible blow from outside was able to weaken the seal, and with the overwhelming power of Daishinkan, he was able to free himself with great difficulty. I will not allow them to seal my father. If they want to do to him, they have to go through my corpse. All of the Supreme Gods were surprised to realize that the warrior who called himself the disciple of Daishinkan was actually his son. It's a pity, but Daishinkan, I'm not an animal to kill you, seal, in front of your son. So for this occasion, I'll kill both, so that both disappear.
Kakarot, get out of here!
No, father. I plan to stay with you until the end.
Leave, Kakarot. I cannot release and fight with all my power if you're here. My energy can hurt you.
Kakarot, being about to leave Sorat, would get in his way. Daishinkan, being about to help him, he would be surprised to observe Sorat's head fall to the ground, and a large sphere of energy would be disintegrated. The 4 gods were surprised by the power that Saiyan had. Ymira, Savitar, and Reik, you take care of that kid, and I'll take care of Daishinkan personally, since he and I used to have the same power.
Hell, Aori's power is risen in an incredible way. But where is the king at all?
Daishinkan, I know you're wondering where the king is at all. But he wouldn't have come to this place without taking the respective measures.
Maybe you guys. How were they able to defeat Zeno-sama?
No one talked about beating him. Zeno-sama is a little kid, so tricking him was easy. The only thing that was able to take down his guardian stealthily.
Hell, in that case, we're all alone. But gods and angels are on my side.
At that moment, a general call for all the gods along with their angels to approach the Kingdom of the All. Since it was an emergency, all the gods began to come to the Kingdom of the All.
It's a good plan, but before they even arrive, I must have already finished you. Because besides me, you're simple trash. Don't get confused, Aori. We have the same power, while I have trained, which makes you think to not raise my power anymore. You're right, Daishinkan, but look behind you.
At that moment, Daishinkan, turning his head, was able to observe how Kakarot had been completely neutralized. That's right, despite Kakarot having an incredible power, he was not able to do anything against the three subjects.
So, Daishinkan, do you want to confront me at the risk of your child dying, or do you want to give yourself up for your own free will?
Daishinkan would lower his head while his lips moved a little.
Angelic quadrupling, Angel of the Specters, High Priest.
Aori would be sent to fly with an incredible blow that would make him collide with an exploding planet instantly. Daishinkan, with his incredible speed, would grant a blow to each god who had held Kakarot. At the moment, Daishinkan would observe his little son while he changed his strange energy in his palm of his hand.
My son, get together with all your brothers. That is to say that each one of you, the angels, among all of you, you'll be able to overcome this adversity. I love you, son.
Daishinkan would throw a great energy towards Kakarot, which would be teleported towards divine universes, while Daishinkan would begin to channel all his power.
Aori, how dare you threaten me with my son? Even if I die, I plan to take at least 2 of you with me.
The whole body of Daishinkan would begin to shine. Instantly, an immense megaversal explosion could be observed by the 12 universes. The angels which were heading to the Kingdom of the Whole would stop, since the big explosion would be able to be observed at a distance, and only the shockwave was able to cause great damage to the gods.
Our father had sacrificed himself. The warrior who forced him to this must have been an absolute monster, but they have both died.
You are wrong, my brother. My father has died, but the 4 warriors he was facing all are still alive. Daishinkan, while sacrificing himself, would communicate with each of his children.
My children, I'm sorry. Me, being the High Priest, has broken the most important rule. Do not associate with any mortal. You all have a younger brother, which is my son and Saiyan. I hope you'll excuse me.
The explosion would end, while all the angels were very surprised by the great revelation of his father. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Aori was furious, knowing that the most dangerous being had been saved. However, on a planet very far from a universe unknown to all, Daishinkan would fall very badly injured and on the verge of death.
So I haven't died. This is a blessing, but I have to hibernate to be able to recover. I trust you, my little Kakarot.
Daishinkan would be out of combat while Kakarot had arrived at one of the planets of the Divine Universes. Instantly, if he arrived, he would be unconscious. However, for Kakarot's fortune, he had been found by Mikoshin. That's right, Daishinkan's mother, who would realize that he possessed angelic energy, taking him to a place on his planet, which he specialized in the recovery of internal energy. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, the 4 supreme gods would begin to meditate so that all your energy is completely stabilized. However, the most psychologically affected was Savitar.
Damn it! How is it possible that he attacked me with such great speed? It was said that no one is capable of surpassing my speed, but for that priest, it was no difficulty to leave me like a worm.
Meanwhile, with each of the angels, they were in the most inhospitable planets of the 12 universes so as not to be discovered.
Hey, Whis, why don't we travel to the other universes outside of the 12?
Mr. Beerus, that would be impossible for us, because the power that is needed to cross megaversal barriers is of another level. We would be pulverized. Returning with Kakarot, he would wake up from a great fright, accessing even the Super Saiyan Blue. Apparently all a nightmare, but he would be surprised to observe a warrior very similar to his father, but in a female version.
Am I dead? What happened?
Of course not, little one. You have only fallen into the divine universes. I am Mikoshin, and who are you?
My name's Kakarot. I'm a hybrid between an angel and a Saiyan.
Mikoshin would be very surprised to realize that an angel had been involved with a mortal, but much more was her astonishment to realize that her father was Daishinkan. That's right, he was her own son. Instantly, Mikoshin would hug Kakarot tightly, which he understood absolutely nothing.
What do you mean, grandson? Are you the mother of my father, Daishinkan?
So it is, little Kakarot. I'm Daishinkan's mother, but tell me, why did you come with those wounds? Who were the wretches who dared to kill almost my little grandson? Those responsible were the supreme gods. They attacked my father while I was facing Whis, so I went to his aid, finishing with one of them, but between three they were able to neutralize me completely. But where was Daishinkan? Where was he? Why didn't I help you? My father Daishinkan gave me the perfect opportunity, since he was the one who sent me to this place. He sacrificed everything for me so that, for a reason, I want to become more powerful, to end every one of those Those bastards, they will be eliminated by my dear grandson, and don't worry that I, the supreme high-level priestess, personally took care of your training. I really appreciate it very much. Before starting with your training, I want to raise your power to the maximum. I want to observe what is the limit of your power. Kakarot would immediately begin to raise his power to the limit, accessing the Super Saiyan Blue Phase 3, with which his power was gigantic. However, it did not compare with the Ultra Instinct. However, he was still not able to access that state at will, but despite this, Mikoshin would be very surprised. The power he possesses is amazing. At only 21 years old, he possesses the power of even being to have trained for millions of years. All this, she would say to herself. Instantly, Mikoshin would stretch out one of her hands, creating a pentagram on top of Kakarot's. That's right, Mikoshin had sealed 90% of Kakarot's internal energy, which would be very surprised, and this time it was hard for him to move freely. What's happened? Why is this happening to me? In order for your energy as a Saiyan to grow much faster, you will have to travel all the way from zero. But don't worry, when I unlock your power again, it will rise in a way never seen before. Trust me. Of course, yes. Let's start. Kakarot, despite all his attempts to take the training to his equal, it was impossible for him, since he just was standing in incredibly difficult, much more to dodge or launch energy attacks. Mikoshin, who was watching everything, was very proud of her grandson's power, since even her son Daishinkan had gone through that training, not being able to stand. You will be the prodigy of our race, the supreme angelic Saiyan. Meanwhile, in the world of supreme gods, a golden-colored stone would begin to rotate with incredible speed. And at the moment, the beast god would appear in his most powerful state, cursing each one of his other companions who turned their backs on him, despite having taught them everything about the world of the supreme gods. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.